Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter Barber. I'm a professional singer and music producer, and today we are back with the first saga of Act 2 of Epic the Musical. This is the Thunder Saga, which many people have been very excited for me to watch because I am a professional operatic bass singer. So I am paid money to sing low and very loud and powerfully, and that is probably what this saga is all about. So really excited to dive into this and really dig into the voice of Zeus and what's going on there. This is a reaction and analysis, so I will be pausing primarily to talk about vocal technique and other audio engineering things, cool musical elements that come up that are worth talking about. And of course, big shout out to Jorge Rivera Herranz for writing this amazing piece of music. Shout out to Gigi for this animatic. Gigi's for sure one of my favorite animators for this series so far. This first one is called Suffering, and let's get into it, guys.
You miss me more than you know, then jump in the water and kiss me. Penelope, I've told you this before. You know I'm afraid of the water.
This is like a really interesting start. Also, I guess we got out of the underworld, so I don't know how that happened, but we're out of the underworld, it looks like, or unless this is a dream or a vision of some kind. I'm actually going to pop over to the wiki for a second and see who is singing our Penelope here. Okay, shout out to Anna Lee or Anna Leah, L-E-A, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, for the voice of this Penelope we have here in this vision. We start off with all like a very electronic choir, like very synthesized sounds, which makes it feel dreamlike or weird or like, you know, some kind of separation from reality. Aside from that, it is very light. It's very light and inviting musically, but yeah, super synthesized and electronic, which is really interesting. Usually the voices, if they're electronic, like if the gods have summoned them, they're like, it's like a choir way in the background, but this is like in your face synthesized voices, just like very, you know, not trying to hide or disguise it or anything, just like synthesized voices. Interesting. I don't think we've heard that in Epic so far. Some real voices. I mean, you can't really make a synth. Well, you probably can now, actually. I was going to say you can't make a synth sing like really like precise words. That certainly was not a thing when I started producing music 10 years ago. Maybe it is now. Maybe you could just chat GPT it. Hey, sing these notes with these words, and maybe it sounds decent. But these actually might be real singers for the parts where they're singing Penelope. But the others are obviously synthesized.
You miss me more than you know, then jump in the water and kiss me. Penelope, I've told you this before. You know I'm afraid of the water.
Okay, well, Penelope's obviously not just sitting out on a rock in the middle of the ocean outside of the underworld, so this is probably a trap. It's a trap! Siren. Likely a siren, just judging from the context here. So, ODY, be smart here, Chief.
More than you know, then jump in the water and kiss me. Penelope, I've told you this before. You know I'm afraid of the water. I'll make sure that you are safe and sound. Come play with me and our daughter.
It's so musically pleasant and inviting. We're in A flat major. do do do. Just we've got this just light, beautiful piano. It's all very positive feeling. There's like this light forward motion and this bounciness to it. Which if I think I know what's going on, that makes a lot of sense. It's supposed to be inviting and calming and like, come on, come swim with us, right? I feel invited by this music. So yeah, really just pleasant musically, a lot of light instrumentation, A flat major. Just I've said it 100 times, but I'm gonna say it one more time. Just very pleasant and inviting.
Come play with me and our daughter, and let's watch our love leave the ground. Oh, I would, but I'd be suffering trying to float the whole time. I would take the suffering from you. As good as that sounds, right here I'm just fine.
Wait a second. So, a couple thoughts. One, is Odysseus really bad at swimming? Because he has not picked the right career. He's bad at swimming. One. Two, been working a decade or however long going through all these trials to get back to your wife and daughter, and they're like 100 feet away on a rock, and you're not willing to hop in the water and swim over to them? I mean, this is a good thing in this case because he doesn't get pulled under by this fraud, but bruh, you're not gonna swim like 100 feet to see the people you've been fighting for 10 years? I am confused about both of those things.
Take the suffering from you. As good as it sounds, right here I'm just fine.
It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
You know that I prefer my feet on the ground. I will take the suffering from you. Fine, but only if you answer a question or two. Of course. Okay, so let's say I was on the run, or hiding, from, I don't know, Poseidon. And let's say he blocked the way home with giant waves and giant storms. Oh no. How am I to evade him? How am I to get home? Which route should I take? Where am I supposed to go?
I guess he must know something's fishy. He's testing the knowledge here. Musically, I like this. It's a subtle kick drum, right? It's not an in-your-face big kick drum. We don't have any war drums happening, which we often get when Odysseus is on the sea going somewhere. I suppose his ship is docked for the moment, but no war drums here. Just this light instrumentation, right? And I like there's like all these little percussive elements happening. Again, adding more forward motion, adding movement to the song. I love when Jay puts those extra percussive elements in to just add more. It just brings a little spice, a little flair to the story.
You know that I prefer my feet.
Also, nice high G. That leading tone right before the A flat. Really nice. Fine, but only if you answer a question or two. Of course. Okay, so let's say I was on the run, or hiding, from, I don't know, Poseidon. And let's say he blocked the way home with giant waves and giant storms. Oh no. How am I to evade him? How am I to get home? Which route should I take? Where am I supposed to go? The instrumentation in the background is more subtle here. Some of the higher frequencies have been removed. It sounds a little bit like we're underwater. The kick drum too, as well. A very subtle kick drum, just more like a pulse. And I like how, again, we get this fun section of pure dialogue, right? There's no obvious melody or pitch, no obvious, or at least no really strict rhythms happening. And I think Jay does such a good job of going back and forth between singing and kind of singing / speaking. Like Sprechstimme is a German word that describes kind of what that is in opera, and full-on dialogue. So we get kind of those three levels of vocal musicality happening, and it always keeps it fresh. It keeps it really interesting. And the spoken parts usually have more, they're more like plot based, more like exposition kinds of things.
To get home, which route should I take? Where am I supposed to go? He will chase you high and low, so find a place he'd never go. The one way you'll get home is sailing where he's scared to roam. Oh, it's through the lair of Scylla. No. This is your only way home, the lair of Scylla. But Scylla has a cost. Well, you asked and now you know. Now jump in the water! Penelope.
Yikes. Ooh, Scylla. There's this new show on Netflix called Chaos that I'm watching, and it's all about the gods, and it's really in like a modern context. It's really funny and cool and clever. And there was a moment with Scylla in the episode I watched last night. Scary creature. You do not want to have a run-in with the Scylla.
Which route should I take? Where am I supposed to go? He will chase you high and low, so find a place he'd never.
Our singer here, Anna, this Penelope is like very arpeggiated, right? There's not much stepwise motion where it's like there's not a whole lot of that. It's more like it's like a very much arpeggiated and like jumping around a lot. I wonder if Jay wrote it that way to, I don't know, something about the character of the siren, that instead of being smooth and really, moving in a stepwise fashion is what it's called in music, as opposed to jumping intervals. Interesting. Some nice high C, tenor high C belts there. Power there. A little bit of airiness in the sound, but I love it. She's singing so smoothly and so seductively, right? It kind of comes out of nowhere, like, oh, she can absolutely belt as well.
You'll get home, it's sailing where he's scared to roam.
Metal.
It's through the lair of Scylla. This is your only way home.
Nice flip up into head voice.
But Scylla has a cost. Well, you asked and now you know. Now jump in the
nice.
water.
I love that animatic choice by Gigi there.
Well, you asked and now you know. Now jump in the water. Penelope, why? You know I'm too shy and terrified. I would take the suffering from you. Ooh, for you I would die, but can't you let me stay dry? I can take the suffering from you. You should come onto the ship. We'll jump out the same time. I will take the suffering from you.
Penelope, I'm like the world's greatest ship captain. What makes you think I ever want to step in the water? Are you insane? I can't swim. I've just been on the ocean for a decade. Some great belting coming up here from Jay.
Ooh, for you I would die, but can't you let me stay dry? I can take the suffering from you. You should come onto the ship. We'll jump out the same time.
All the way up to a high B flat, which we've heard Jay do it before. Up there, that's like the top of Jay's money zone, right? I think like F through B flat in the belting is really excellent. I mean, he gets really nice quality and power on those sounds up there. We love a belt from Jay.
I would die, but can't you let me stay dry? I can take the suffering from you. You should come onto the ship. We'll jump out the same time. I will take the suffering from you. The things I do for you.
Yeah, he knew. Yeah.
I'd be suffering, trying to float the whole time.
Ooh. And these Are these sketches from Gigi here on the right? Or maybe from people. Yeah, I don't know. Really cool. Really cool. Fantastic. All right, so we are into the Thunder Saga. Guys, hope you're enjoying so far. I'm actually going to jump straight into the second song, it must be Scylla, but I have recommendations for the animatic from my editor Mason as well as Mortius and Casper. So I'm going to go find that recommendation, and I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, guys, we are here with Different Beast, the second song in the Thunder Saga of Epic the Musical, and this animatic is by Ximena Natzel. Yes, if I pronounced that correctly. And we're going to get straight into it. I'm doing Suffering and Different Beast in one video, then the next video I'll do the next two, and then the finale will be its own video. Let's do it.
Let's cut the charade, you are no wife of mine.
Okay, he knew what was going on.
You've been trying to take my life this whole time. I know underwater there are packs of you hiding. Yeah, I know exactly what you are. A siren. My real wife knows.
Dang, this is such a tough intro. We're in F sharp minor. Do, 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 do. And we get this duet between Odie and this these distorted brass sounds maybe in the background. And it makes you feel some type of way. He is he knew what was going on. He knew he was being tricked. I figured he did. I was like, of course, Odie has got to be able to swim. Odysseus has got to be able to swim, right? Anyway, you probably just saw my commentary if you're watching this video. So you know what I just said. Yeah, really cool intro and getting grit in the sound. He's already up into his high, accusatory belting voice. Love it. Also, great sound design on that scream to make it sound really, monstrous. Detuned.
Charade, you are no wife of mine.
Mine.
You've been trying to take my life this whole time.
You've been trying to take. Right, the minor third up to a really nice gritty high A belt. You've been trying to take. Hell yeah.
You've been trying to take my life this whole time. I know underwater there are packs of you hiding.
Hiding. That's, there's a couple moments where it's always in a speaking range where he goes lower than what I've definitely heard him sing. There was this moment in the Cersei saga where I think it might have been the confrontation between them, done for, where he gets down to almost a low F in speaking range, but I've never heard him truly sing anywhere near that low, which is really interesting and makes sense. It is harder to sing and project a low note than just relax your voice down to it while you're speaking. But there's a couple moments, and this one here, it's he just gets down to a much lower pitch while he's doing the speech-like vocal production.
Yeah, I know exactly what you are.
I know exactly what you are. Again, the low F. He's getting all the way down to a low F in his chest voice, but in that speech-like manner.
Hiding. Yeah, I know exactly what you are. A siren.
A siren. I mean, even there he goes probably lower. It gets a little bit growly and gravelly, but...
I know exactly what you are. A siren.
A siren. A siren. For real, though. Low.
My real wife knows I'm not scared of the water. And my real wife knows I don't have a daughter. But while you were so focused on turning my men into snacks, you didn't notice that your friends got snatched. What?
Right, he has a son. Telemachus? Not a daughter. Should have called that. Didn't pick up on that in the last video. Love the war drums, right? This is Odie in revenge mode. Again, revenge Odie. I absolutely love it. It gets so hype. And yeah, I love this distorted brass that we keep getting. Really just evocative and is perfect for the vibe right now.
And my real wife knows I don't have a daughter.
That high A again.
But while you were so focused on turning my men into
really, ooh, there's like a moment of chromaticism. Right there in the beginning of that line is just really nice. I've heard that motif somewhere else. I'm not sure where.
But while you were so focused on turning my men into snacks, you didn't notice that your friends got snatched.
What?
We are a different beast now. We are the ones who feast now. No more of us deceased, cause we won't take more suffering from you. We are the man-made monsters. We are the ones who conquer. You are a threat no longer. We won't take more suffering from you. We've been
I was just gonna say, like, he has become the monster. He exclaimed that in the last video. He's like, in the end of the Act 1, I will do anything. I will become the monster to get back to Penelope and my son. And so now monsters that come across his path are kind of in trouble, more so than they would have been initially. Little did the sirens know what they were getting themselves into.
Been away from home for about 12 years or so.
Oh, whoops. Also, we have a nice low octave happening in this soldier's chorus here.
Take more suffering from you. We are the man-made monsters. We are the ones who conquer. You are a threat no longer. We won't take more suffering from you.
From you. Low E. From you. Yeah, so we've got a bass. We've got a bass in our soldier's chorus.
We've been away from home for about 12 years or so. First we slayed in our own war, and now we're here with more foes, while on the run.
This is so interesting musically. It's storytelling, right? We're focused on ODY and his recounting of these tales to this siren, but we have war drums and then like a really light piano pad in the background, which is that is an unusual musical makeup, right? Just war drums and like a really light piano pad. Usually when the war drums, there's a bunch of big instruments happening. Those two usually don't go together. If there's a pad, it would usually just be to fill out some empty space in the sound. But you usually don't get like the two primary instruments are the heavy drums and the light piano pad. I also just realized, I forgot my charger.
For about 12 years or so. First we slayed in our own war, and now we're here with more foes. While on the run from Poseidon, we found a ship with no crew. I realized nearby there were sirens, singing sailors to their dooms. We filled our ears with beeswax, that's how we resist your song. You pretended to be my wife, so I just played along.
That's right. Oh, it's such the great part of this epic story. Brilliant. See, ODY sharp, very sharp guy. Notices the ship, puts the beeswax in. I think this is very much in line with the original Odyssey, if I remember. I know there are a number of deviations or slight changes in epic from the Odyssey, but I believe this one is pretty close, if memory serves. Leave a comment below if you remember the original story precisely.
We found a ship with no crew. I realized nearby there were sirens, singing sailors to their dooms. We filled our ears with beeswax, that's how we resist your song. You pretended to be my wife, so I just played along.
Yeah, ODY Jay he can just sit up there and that I mean, right now it's E, F sharp, A, and that high range too. You have to be a pretty high tenor to comfortably be sitting up there. And I know studio session, what you can record is obviously different than what you might be comfortable with performing live. But this all sounds very comfortable to him. I bet if Jay performed these songs live, he would really have no trouble getting up to those high A's.
I read your lips and phrases.
See? Nailed it.
Scanning for information. Sirens know about every route and horizon. Now I know how to get back to my island. We are a different beast now. We are the ones who feast now. No more of us deceased, 'cause we won't take more suffering from you. We are the man-made monsters. We are the ones who conquer. You are a threat no longer. We won't take more suffering from you.
Ooh, and we get a Sirens chorus. Excellent. So now with the war drums, this is more like what we expect when there's a war drum moment. Is like a lot of instruments, a big wall of sound, a chorus singing. That's why, just to highlight again how interesting it was to hear war drums, light piano pad, and voice. And that's it, because this chorus moment right here, more of the songs, it feels like, again, it's been a while since I watched the first 3 sagas, but it feels like more songs in the last few sagas have had like more of a typical like chorus, where there's repeated material with repeated musical elements as well, repeated melodies, repeated chords, that kind of thing. This one right here, this Soldier's chorus, is very much a chorus. I mean, it's coming back, same material as we heard a couple minutes ago in the song.
Take more suffering from you.
Down to, what is that? Down to a low D, I think, from that bass in the chorus.
Cause we won't take more suffering from you.
Yeah.
Man-made monsters. We are the ones who conquer. You are a threat no longer. We won't take more suffering from you.
Spare us. Oh, spare us, please.
Why? So you can kill the next group of sailors in this part of the sea? Nah, you wouldn't have spared me. I made a mistake like this. It almost cost my life. I can't take more risks of not seeing my wife. Cut off their tails! We're ending this now. Throw their bodies back in the water. Let them drown. He is a different beast.
Damn, he's such a savage now. Wow. I got chills from that. I also love how it revs up how Jay wrote these vocal lines to where it like builds it, and then like a lot of things cut out, and he delivers that final line like, let them drown. That is absolutely brutal.
Spare us. Oh, spare us, please.
Why?
Cool
so
dissonance
you can kill
in
the
it.
next group of sailors in this part of the sea? Nah, you wouldn't have spared me. I made a mistake like this. It almost cost me.
I love that choir comes in. Ooh, it's so cool when a choir comes in. It just adds so much to the musical fabric, right?
Nah, you wouldn't have spared me. I made a mistake like this. It almost cost my life. I can't take more risks of not seeing my wife. Cut off their tails! We're ending this now. Throw their bodies back in the water. Let them drown.
Let them drown. Just like everything, all the rest of the music cuts off, and he says, let them drown.
We're ending this now. Throw their bodies back in the water. Let them drown. He is a different beast now. He is the one who feasts now. No more of us deceased, 'cause he won't take more suffering from you. He is the man-made monster. He is the one who conquers. You are a threat no longer. He won't take more suffering from you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Kill them all. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Kill them all. Whoa, kill them all. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, yes.
That is dark. Wow. I don't blame him. I mean, it is dark and twisted, but they were going to try and kill and drown the sailors, so, you know, but God, that's brutal. And then the animatic of them actually getting their tails cut off and thrown back in the water, I mean, that's brutal. You get cut in half and then thrown, and that it's not that kills you. You get cut in half, and before you can die from that, you're thrown back in the water to drown. That is not the way I would want to go, personally. Absolutely brutal. Yeah, Odie's a savage. I'm going to go back a bit just because just to flag all this wonderful high belting he's doing. Again, all up in this, like that high F sharp to high A range. Just a bunch of it. A couple riffs thrown in there. Adding to the sailor's chorus, soldier's chorus that's already kind of ripping away, creating this epic, this brutally epic moment. And the screams, yeah. So how you do that usually to create that kind of scream from audio engineering is you basically, I mean, the main component is you put two tones right next to each other. So you get that kind of sound, the really, really crunchy, dissonant sound. And if you do it really higher, it works even better. So if you sustain a pitch like that, you get someone's voice to sing a scream, like a pitched scream, and then you double it and then tune one of them a half step down. You get a really creepy, like crunchy thing like that. And then you can do some other effects and stuff. But that's kind of the main component that makes it sound like, I don't know if you've ever seen any scary movies, but like usually when someone's like possessed by like the devil or something, or there's like an exorcism, they'll have like the multiple voice thing. It's kind of the same effect where you have two or three voices very close to each other, and it creates this really horrifying dissonant sound. That's kind of what they're doing with the screams here. Whoa, whoa, Odysseus. All right. Oh, wow. That was heavy. That was heavy. Holy shit. All right, guys. That was the first two, Suffering and Different Beast from the Thunder Saga. I will be back in the next few days with the next two in the Thunder Saga. I don't know their names yet. I think Scylla is next, though. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you'd like to get early access to those videos, or if you'd just like to support me, please do consider joining my Patreon community. We'd love to have you over there, hanging out, interacting in the Discord server every day. Also, two things. Get your discount code to customize your own jersey. This is my custom Bass Gang jersey. Check that out in the description below. And also the Bass Gang EP, May the Bass Be With You Volume 4, either out now or recently or coming out now, around now. Keep an eye out for that. It's going to be super, super awesome, super epic. And I'll see you guys for the next two videos. Peace.